Seated. Good morning. I'm Kirsten Holt. I've been a member of Old Donation for just about 5 years. I go to Hickory High School, and I'll be graduating in about a week and a half. Thank you. Though I've given a small sermon before in the gathering, I've never done anything quite like this before, so I must admit I'm a little nervous, but I'm usually told that I'm at least a decent public speaker, so I guess we'll see how true that is this morning. These readings have been the perfect gateway for me to be able to share my story and how much my life relates. I'm in this in-between phase right now, trying to figure out what I've already accomplished and seen, and figure out what's going to come next. What does God have in store for me? In the reading from Acts, the disciples are with Jesus after Easter resurrection. He's been with them for 40 days, teaching them about what they are supposed to do. It's the end of 3 years of teaching he's done with them. Sounds a lot like high school, doesn't it? Then Jesus ascends to heaven. What's next? The apostles are seen standing around, waiting to see when the next big thing is going to happen. It's like they don't know what to do, even though they've heard all about Jesus and his plans for them. So they stand and stare up into the sky where Jesus just disappeared. What to do? Sort of the question all of us face when we are in between. The angels come and tell them what not to do. Why do you stand there staring into heaven? Jesus will come back again, they point out. So don't just stand around. He's got something for you to do. And that might be the same for me. Like the disciples, God has been preparing me through not just 3 years, more like 17. And I'm in between right now. But I hope the angels don't have to tell me to quit staring into the skies. So, like the disciples, I need to think about my life, the lessons I've learned, and what God might want me to do next. When I moved to Virginia Beach the summer before my 7th grade year, I was completely lost, just as any other 11-year-old kid that had just moved to their 4th school might be. After I got adjusted to the new area and made some new friends, it was time to find a new church. My family and I tried out a couple of other places before we found Old Donation. It was about 8th grade year by this point. They were all right, but something about this place just stuck out to me, so I told my parents I wanted to stay. Little did I know, that would soon become one of the best decisions I had ever made for myself. Old Donation received me with open, welcoming arms. I was immediately invited to join UIC and meet other kids my age, some of which later became some of my best friends. I decided to go ahead and check it out, and I was not disappointed. There was no way that I could have felt left out, excluded, or different when I was around these people. Within the next couple of weeks, I also joined the J2A group, where I had some fantastic mentors to guide me every step of the way through the rest of my journey to finding my faith and strengthening it. I soon learned that Old Donation was a place that I could completely be myself and never have to worry about being negatively judged. I could trust everyone, and everyone had my back. I became comfortable right away. This was the first church I'd ever been to where I wanted to come back every Sunday. I even started to feel close enough and loved enough that this place became a second home to me. Everyone in it, a different sort of crazy family member. You know, because each member of your family is there to push you to do your best and succeed in every way possible, no matter what happens, but they all do it in a different way. Just about every member of the congregation and clergy at Old Donation has helped me and pushed me along in some way or another. For some, it has been by encouraging me every step of the way to keep marching forward. For others, it has been contributing to my school fundraisers. For many, it has been simply giving me a comforting hug and a smile every time they see me. For instance, the summer after my sophomore year of high school, I went to England on my pilgrimage. I was accompanied by 3 amazing friends and 4 mentors. As some of you may know, about 5 years ago, I injured my left knee playing soccer, and some activities are a little bit more difficult for me than others. One of our many scheduled journeys was to climb to the top of the Glastonbury Tour, which, up until the moment we got to, I had been determined to conquer. Unfortunately, although later fortunately, I just could not make myself make that climb with my knee in the shape that it was in. Ever so kindly, David Beach stepped up and said that he would stay at the bottom with me. We went and sat together in a beautiful meditation garden and just talked for a few hours about little things. We share an interest in soccer, so of course that was one of the topics of conversation among many other things. As a matter of fact, I can't even honestly remember every single thing we talked about, but one topic in particular sticks out in my head to this day. While we were sitting there on the bench in the Chalice Well Gardens just chatting away, the future came up. What did I want to do when I grew up? What did I want to accomplish? And as I sat there and started explaining that honestly, I had no clue what I was going to do. All I knew was that I wanted it to be sports related. All he did continuously was back me up 100% and give me all of the support in the world. His words gave me so much confidence that I would end up in the right place. And it was then that I figured out that all I needed to do was trust in the Lord, and I would never have any reason to be afraid. This lesson has brought to my attention that I have been prepared for moving forward into what so many refer to as the real world, while I know that I've been in the real world all along, with my eyes open and my heart set on doing whatever it takes at all costs to make things happen. Don't spend all your time staring up at heaven waiting for something to happen. Go out and make things happen. I'm ready to make it happen. The question is, are you?